Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is, should I text or let her text? Well, I've got an email from a guy who's been dating his girlfriend for about 5 months now, and he's come to realize that he's been kind of smothering his girlfriend and it's totally turning her off. So obviously he's a little confused about how he should be handling the texting at this point 5 months down the road. So I got a quote I wrote in this topic. I'm going to go through his email and help him fine-tune and tweak his texting exchanges so he causes his girlfriend's attraction level to go way up, fall in love with him if she hasn't already, and keep her there. Because obviously what he's doing is not working. And if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to continue to get what you've always got. So let's shake things up a little, shall we? The quote says, "People will treat you in ways that are consistent with how you view yourself to be. If you value and love yourself, you won't tolerate people who cross the line and mistreat you without standing up for yourself. People will respect your healthy boundaries, especially when you are willing to let them go forever if they continually violate them after you have lovingly asked them not to. People who don't value themselves tend to tolerate disrespect and mistreatment. If you don't respect yourself, nobody else will either. Tolerating disrespect only invites more of it." Amen. So he says, "Hello, Coach. I have a question. I'm currently in a 5-month relationship with this girl, and through reading your material, I understand that I've been smothering her too much recently, and that she's pushed me away and trying to treat me as a friend." Ew. She's moving you over to friend zone, out of lover zone into friend zone. Friend zone and backup plan. No bueno. Recently, there was an incident where I had a small problem in my car and I got stranded at work during one of the nights. I was texting her at the time. Well, remember, the phone and texting is for setting dates. A lot of chit-chatting going on here. What are you going to, if you're texting and WhatsApping your girlfriend all hours of the day and night, and then you get together in person, what are you going to have to talk about? I mean, it's easy to say, oh, we always have plenty of things to talk about. When you're together for many months, many years, things get stale, dull, and boring at that point. He says, "So I informed her about my car situation, and she initially texted me a little that night and then stopped responding as the night goes on. Great girlfriend, you're stranded at work," is like, and she just blows you off. Sounds like she was really concerned. And so what that should tell you is she's just not that into you right now. I mean, your car's broken down and we're saying, "Oh, baby, let me come pick you up." And instead she just disappears. You definitely are on the verge of talking this girl out of liking you, dude. If you've read my book, which I don't think you have, it says you've been reading through the material. I hope not thumbing through it. The idea is you're going to read the book 10 to 15 times and learn the fundamentals. But as I talk about in the book, the guy really only has to pursue most of the time for about the first 2 to 3 weeks when he starts dating. And as a woman starts feeling safe and comfortable, she's going to want to reach out because she's going to want to bond and connect and talk to you more because her feelings are starting to grow. And that is all part of feminine energy anyway. So they naturally are going to want to do that. And so when that starts to happen, if you're only setting 1 date per week and your girl's contacting you 2 or 3 times a week, there's really no need for you to call or text her at all because it's actually counterproductive. That way, when she misses you, she thinks about you, she reaches out, you make a date, then you get together, and the bonding and the emotional bonding and the connection continues to deepen. But if you're constantly calling and texting all day long, she never has that time for those feelings to develop. And I learned this from a girlfriend of mine many years ago who taught me this. She's like, "Corey, you got to let me come to you." Even her mother told me this because I wasn't getting the message. And finally, the light bulb went off in my head. And women help you when they like you. She wanted to like me. She wanted things to go well, but I was calling and texting too much and being too available and was causing her to take me for granted and not really care about seeing me too much. And she was beautiful, so she had lots of dudes that were constantly throwing their dicks at her all the time. So you act weak, they start looking around, especially the younger they are. They have more opportunities. The following morning, she replied to see me if my car problem has been resolved. Yeah, thanks for caring. Really appreciate that. I really feel like you care. I was disappointed that she did not put much effort and show much concern over my situation. Well, what it revealed was she just wasn't that into you. You're broken down, and most 99% of the women who really love their man, like, oh, I'm come pick you up. I'll go wait. I'll come to you and wait with you for the tow truck guy. Said she just went and did whatever she went and did. Not good, dude. Like a significant other would, or what she did in the past. So obviously she's done these things in the past, so guys mistakenly assume, well, she did this in the past, and she told me 6 months ago that she loved me, but she hasn't said it lately. But I know she loves me. I know we really care for one another. Women respond to how they're feeling in the moment, and if she ain't feeling it in the moment, she's not going to show it. So when she showed concern in the past, she really felt that she cared for you in the past. And right now, in this moment, with this situation with the car, she's just not that into you. That's what I talk about in the book. It's teaching the guy to always notice what is coming from the other side. Notice how much the other person is putting in effort, or lack thereof. So you, in a loving way, can say, hey, I would really appreciate it if you would do X. So I ignored her text. Well, I don't teach to ignore, but obviously you were punishing her, which is not good. That's like passive-aggressive behavior. She texted me again 6 hours later in the afternoon to see how I was doing. I still did not respond to her. She then followed up with a, hey, I'm just a little concerned with you and hope you're okay and have a great day. Well, I mean, overall, it ended up having a positive effect. So it's not like you ignored her for several days. But if it's over the course of a day, you're going to take your time. Because, I mean, she just blew you off last night. So in this particular case, I would say you're all right with that. But you don't want to wait 24 hours to get back to her. Just because she's an ass doesn't mean you got to be an ass. But you can definitely make her wait, and then she became concerned. It's like, because who knows what happened? Maybe you got robbed. Maybe you're still laying there in the parking lot bleeding to death. And then he says, I felt so bad that I replied, everything's fine, thanks for the concern, I texted. That alarmed her, and she asked me if I was okay. Women are very intuitive. They obviously think you're not okay. I'm broken down last night, and you just blew me off. So if she said if I was okay, I was like, well, I mean, we were talking last night, my car broke down, and you just seemed like you didn't care, and so quite frankly, I would really appreciate an apology, and you should come over and make it up to me by making me a nice home-cooked dinner. Maybe a 6-pack of beer or some tea, or maybe a bottle of wine. Because that just wasn't cool. I mean, how would you feel if your car was broken down and you were texting me about it and I just blew you off until the next day? You wouldn't like that. You'd be pretty peeved. So that's part of standing up for yourself. You say it in a loving way, and she says, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. And that actually creates attraction, because as a man, you're standing up for yourself saying, hey, I don't like how you're treating me. You're supposed to be my girlfriend, and I'm broken down. And you just go to sleep, you blow me off. You're not like, hey, can I help? It's like, come on, man. And then by asking her to do something nice, like come over and make you dinner, or make it up to you, it communicates that you deserve to be treated a certain way, and you ask her in a loving way to do it, and you give her the opportunity to make it, because she knows she fucked up. And he said, everything is fine, we're good. Well, when a woman says everything is fine, it's fine. It means it's not fine, but you're just not getting it, and so I'm not going to talk about it. We're just going to change the subject. So when you say that to a woman, everything is fine, they know it's not fine. And then she asked me, are you sure nothing is wrong? She knows something's up, but you're being evasive. I said yes. After that day, she just became more distant. We stopped communicating through text. It's been 3 days of no contact between us, and at this point, I'm feeling I might have been a cold dick to her, so I've been having mixed feelings about hitting her up again. Should I text her back, or should I let her text me back? Well, at this point, you haven't done anything. If you haven't heard from her in a week, then I would reach out to her and say, hey, I'm sorry if I was kind of cold last week. You were right. I was kind of pissed off at you because you just didn't seem to give a shit that I was broken down. But, let's get together over dinner at my place and have a nice dinner and we can talk about it. I miss you. I want to see you. And then make the next date. But I would say there's probably a good chance because, this email came in probably a couple weeks ago. So more than likely she will have reached out by that point. But like I said, if you haven't heard from her after a week, and with this particular case, I'd reach out and say exactly what I said a minute ago. And that should resolve it. And she may seek to punish you back. She might be like, well, no, I'm mad at you. I was like, well, let's get together and talk about it and have dinner. It's like, no, I'm mad. I'm not sure about this. Say, well, all right, well, I'd love to see you. And like I said, I apologize. I was kind of cold to you last week, but it just really bothered me that you treated me that way and you acted like you didn't care when my car was broken down. You didn't even offer to help. And on top of that, you blew me off. So the way I look at it is you got some sucking up to do. And yeah, I guess I got a little sucking up to do as well because I was kind of a jerk to you afterwards. So let's get together and have a nice dinner. We can talk it out because I miss you. I want to see your face. I want to see your face. Get your cute little ass over here. When are you available? And make a date. Hang out, have fun, hook up. But read the fucking book 10 to 15 times, dude, because I can tell just from your email, you don't understand the fundamentals, and so you're focused on techniques, and plus you're punishing her and being passive aggressive, and that's not helpful. The idea is to sit down and talk it out, and she'll respect you, and the attraction will grow for you if you stand up for yourself in the ways I've talked about earlier in the video and communicate where you're coming from, and she'll like that. Because you're saying in a loving way, hey, this is not cool how you treated me, and this is how I want to be treated. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to go to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book whatever coaching option works for you. If you haven't read my book yet, go to my website, subscribe to the email newsletter, and you can read it totally for free. You can also get a Kindle version or an iBook version or a paperback version, and you can get the Audible version totally for free if you subscribe to an Audible free trial. It's like, you got nothing to lose. I give all my best information away for free. So do it now. Go to the website, go to audible.com, and get a copy of my book and learn the fundamentals. And I will talk to you soon.